as plunder. I came to this topic from my scholarly interest, which is as a specialist in Greek and Roman sculpture. And I was interested in the question of how and why so much Greek art entered the Roman world, in particular from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century BC. And so questions of the reception of Greek art and how Greek art transformed the Roman world and Roman culture and Roman art in particular were interests of mine. So I designed a seminar on the subject of art as plunder, beginning with the ancient world, but continuing through various periods in history where the plunder of art and the theft of works of art was important, and getting students to begin to think about art in a different way, not from an aesthetic or a sort of stylistic point of view, but from an historical point of view, and thinking about the life cycle of some of these works of art and the fact that many of them were removed from their original place of context and stolen and brought to other cultures and used in various ways, ideological, propagandistic, for pure greed, and just to get them thinking about art in a different kind of way. It's really going to be a sort of a gallop through history, but through the eyes of this issue of art as plunder from ancient times, and we're looking in particular at the Greek and Roman period, but also, of course, there are earlier instances of this notion that to the victor belong the spoils, right through to modern times and contemporary times. So it's quite a swath of the history of for the most part, the Western world, but that we'll be dealing with in this course. I think we're going to take case studies, perhaps 5 of them throughout the course of the Humanities seminar. The first being the Roman plunder of Greek lands and the consequences of that plunder for Roman culture. So I would really love to explore these issues with you, and there are some thorny historical and sometimes difficult questions of morality and ethics involved in these issues with plundered art, questions of whether it was at the time acceptable for Lord Elgin, for example, to remove these sculptures from the Acropolis, and what is it that's right to do today? How do we in the modern day respond to these issues of plundered art from antiquity to the present day? The backdrop of all of this is also moral questions and legal questions and ethical questions. And I think what you as a student in this seminar might take away from it is an appreciation of art from many periods, an understanding of the development of the museum, particularly in Europe, and also an understanding of a kind of a continuum of history and how we might bring these historical issues to bear on contemporary issues that are happening now, in the Middle East, for example.